Welcome students, we are discussing our second chapter in chemistry and we are discussed about atom and a molecule and monoatomic molecule, diatomic molecule and a polyatomic molecule. Once again we are just discussing that. Okay, if you are considering it is helium, so one helium atom is represented as He. So it is one helium atom. So it is one helium atom. The nature of helium is it is exists freely as one atom itself. Okay, that need to form a molecule that need only one atom. So that's why they are known as monoatomic molecule. If you write helium, we can write what it has one helium atom. Also, it is one helium molecule. Okay, one helium atom and also it is one helium molecule. One helium atom and also it is one helium molecule. Okay, then it is argon. Ar, also Ar. Argon is also a monoatomic molecule. If you write Ar, it is one argon atom and also it is one argon molecule. Then the difference is we are going to discuss about that. Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Oxygen. If you write O, it is single oxygen atom. Only one oxygen atom. But in the case of molecules, it is one oxygen. If you write O, it is one oxygen atom. Okay, one oxygen atom. If you write 2O, what is implies? It is two oxygen atoms. It is important. If you write 2O, it is not 20. 2O, it is two oxygen atom. If you write 3O, it is three oxygen atoms. But oxygen does not exist as an atom. They will combine together with another oxygen forms one molecule. So one molecule oxygen is represented as O2. Here two oxygen atoms combined form one molecule. Two oxygen atom combines one molecule. So O2 means it implies one oxygen. It is one oxygen molecule. So it is one oxygen molecule. Then listen, if we write 4O2, what is implies? O2 means that is one oxygen molecule. If it is 4O2, that implies four oxygen molecules. Okay, four oxygen molecules. So if you write O2, that is one oxygen molecule. If you write 4O2, that is four oxygen molecules. Then nitrogen is represented as N2. If you write N2, how many nitrogen atoms are there? If you write N2, that have two nitrogen atoms. Two nitrogen atoms. We can differently write if it is 2N. If it is 2N, two nitrogen atom. N2 also two nitrogen atom. But if you write N2, that implies it is one nitrogen molecule. One nitrogen molecule. Okay, one nitrogen molecule. It is two nitrogen atom. If you write 3N, three nitrogen atom. Three nitrogen atom. But it's the same time, if you write 3N2, what is the difference? 3 nitrogen only. Here N2 is one nitrogen molecule. N2 is one nitrogen molecule. 3N2, that means three nitrogen molecules. Three nitrogen molecules. So you write 3N2, it is three nitrogen molecules. Like this, we want to complete the table given in your textbook. I will do one or two questions related with that. Okay, the question is here, if they write O2. Okay, what do you need? You need number of molecules and atoms. Number of molecules and number of atoms. We need number of molecules and number of atoms. So here O2, how many molecules are there? If you write O2, this one molecule. Then how many atoms? Two atoms. Okay, two atoms. Then if you write 6Cl2, Cl2, that is one chlorine molecule. 6Cl2, how many chlorine molecules are there? Yes, 6 chlorine molecules. Then one chlorine molecule contain 2 atoms. So 6 chlorine molecule contain, one chlorine molecule contain 2 atoms. 6 chlorine molecule contain 6 into 2, 6 into 2, 12 chlorine atoms, 12 atoms. Then we are going to familiarize one polyatomic molecule. P4 is a polyatomic molecule. How can you identify whether it is a polyatomic? Because that contain more than 2 atoms. 4 phosphorus atoms are combined. So number of molecule. How many molecules it is? It is 1 molecule. 1 molecule. That is, 1 molecule is formed by the combination of 4 atoms. 1 molecule. Then how many atoms are there? 4 atoms. So like that, you just want to complete the table that's given in your textbook. It is very important. By familiarizing that, you will get an idea related with the number of atoms and the molecules. Next, we are going to discuss about compounds. Compounds. We know about compounds. Compounds are formed by the combination of atoms of different element. Compounds are the molecules that's formed by the combination of atoms of different element. Okay, different elements are combined. For an example, it is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a compound. Carbon dioxide. By hearing the name, we can identify the atoms present in that. Which are the atoms there? Or the elements, atoms of the elements, atoms present in there. Carbon dioxide, carbon. So, atom is, carbon is there. Then oxide, that implies oxygen. Carbon and oxygen are the atoms. Carbon and hydrogen are, carbon and oxygen are the atoms present in carbon dioxide. Next one, hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride. So hydrogen chloride, by hearing that name we can identify hydrogen chloride, hydrogen and hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen and chlorine. Okay. Next, if write sugar, is it possible to write SU and GAR? No. Sugar, that time we want to know about this compound C12H22O11. This is the chemical formula of sugar, C12H22O11. This is the chemical formula of sugar. By know this chemical formula, we can identify the atoms present, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are the atoms present in that compound. Then very familiar one, water. How you write water in chemistry? We write water in chemistry as its chemical formula or molecular formula or structure is H2O. H2O. Okay, chemical formula is H2O. H2O, that is how many? So which are the atoms there? Hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. You want to study this type of chemical formulas. Okay, we are go through the other chapters. We will study about it. Hydrogen and oxygen. These are the atoms present in water. So if you hear a name, we can identify some of the compounds. If you hear the name, we can identify the atoms present in that compound. For an example, I will give a name. You just find the atoms present in that compound. Magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. Which are the atoms? Yes, magnesium and oxygen. Calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. CaCO3. Calcium carbonate. So the elements are calcium, carbon and oxygen. So the atoms present, calcium, carbon and oxygen. Next one, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. So you can hear the name, potassium chloride. The atoms are potassium and chlorine. Potassium chloride, then have potassium and chlorine. Okay. Now you get the idea related with what? Compounds and the atoms present in each compound. Okay. So then if you write the name of a compound, that is carbon dioxide, rather than it is easy to write the representation, that representation of carbon dioxide is CO2. This is known as what? Chemical formula. The representation of a compound by using the symbols is known as chemical formula. So here the chemical formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. CO2. Okay, if you know the molecular formula or the chemical formula of a compound, we can identify the number of atoms present in that. We can identify the number of atoms present in that. For an example, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide means that have carbon, number of carbon atom, that have only one carbon atom, and oxygen. How many oxygen atom? 2 oxygen atom. In carbon two oxygen. So one carbon and 2 oxygen. That's why we are writing what? CO2 as the chemical formula. CO2. Then in the case of water, if you consider another example, in the case of water, that means hydrogen and oxygen is there in water. Hydrogen and oxygen are there in the water molecule. So hydrogen, 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom are there in one water molecule. 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. 2 hydrogen atom. How you write? H2. Then 1 oxygen atom, it is simply we write O. There is no need to write 1, because if you write O, that itself it is 1. Okay, H2O is the molecular formula of what? Molecular formula of water. Then we want to write another one, that is I just give a name, it is methane. It's a gas, methane. In biogas plants the gas is produced, it is methane. You are here the name methane. So methane that have carbon is 1 and hydrogen, 4 hydrogen atoms are there. 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atom. In methane, 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atom. So that's we write as what? CH4. 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atom. So we write what? CH4 as the chemical formula of methane. CH4. Like that we can write the molecular formula of different types of compounds. Now, all of you heard about sulfuric acid. Okay, king of chemicals. Sulfuric acid. It is known as the king of chemicals. So the sulfuric acid is represented as H2SO4. Now, you want to hear this thing, we have to do a problem related with that. Sulfuric acid. So H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. How many sulfuric acid molecules are there? How many sulfuric acid molecules? So here only 1 sulfuric acid molecule. Only 1 sulfuric acid molecule. How can you identify number of molecules? The number of molecules are written on the left side. Okay. In the case of a compound, number of molecules are written in the left side. So if you want to write 5 sulfuric acid molecules. 5 sulfuric acid molecule. How you represent 5 sulfuric acid molecule is equal to 5 H2SO4. So H2SO4, that means 1 sulfuric acid molecule. If you want to represent as 5 sulfuric acid molecules, just write 5 H2SO4. Same time, if you want to represent 25 sulfuric acid molecule, how you represent? You just write 25, then write H2SO4. This is 25 sulfuric acid molecules. Then, in this case, we want to go through the calculations. In this case, how many hydrogen atoms are there? How many hydrogen atom? Yes, 2 hydrogen atoms. So, hydrogen atom, number of hydrogen atom. Number of hydrogen atoms is equal to 2 hydrogen atom. Then number of sulfur, S is sulfur. Number of sulfur atoms. How many sulfur atoms are there? This 4 is only for oxygen. Please care. This 4 is only for what? Only for oxygen. So the S that have only one atom. Then oxygen, number of oxygen atoms. Number of oxygen atoms. How many oxygen atoms are there? Yes, 4. 4 oxygen atoms. So number of hydrogen atoms is equal to 2. Number of sulfur atom is equal to 1. Then number of oxygen atom is equal to 4. That's written here. Then they will ask, calculate the total number of atoms present in sulfuric acid. Calculate the total number of. So total number of atoms is equal to 4 plus 1 plus 2. 4 plus 1 plus 2, it is 7. So could you get the idea related with the calculation? So for familiarize that, we can do 2 or more examples. Listen. We know that water is represented as what? H2O. Water is represented as H2O. So we can read it is 1 water molecule. That is important. 1 water molecule. Instead of 1 water molecule, I just write it is 4 H2O. How will you read that? It is 4 water molecules. So 1 water molecule, if you write there 4, so there are 4 water molecules. Then we want to calculate, the question is that, calculate the total number of atoms in 4 water molecules. Calculate total number of atoms present in 4 water molecules. Calculate total number of atoms present in 4 water molecules. How can you calculate that? So again, number of hydrogen atoms is equal to number of hydrogen atoms. Number of hydrogen atoms is equal to. So care. How many hydrogen atoms are there? 2. In one molecule, how many hydrogen atom? 2 hydrogen atom. In one molecule, how many hydrogen atom? 2 hydrogen atom. But here it is 4 molecules. So how many atoms? 4 into 2. So 4 into 2 is equal to 8. 4 into 2, that is equal to 8 hydrogen atoms. Then we want to check the number of oxygen. So number of oxygen atoms is equal to, in one molecule, how many oxygen atom? 1. So in 4 molecule, 4 into 1 is equal to 4. 4 into 1 is equal to 4. Then total number of atoms is equal to total number of atoms. Total number of atoms is equal to 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is equal to 12 atoms. Okay, 12 atoms. It is a method. Then easily we can find the number of atoms. How is that? 2 plus 1. In one molecule, how many atoms? 2 plus 1, 3. Then how many molecules? 4. 3 plus 4, 12. Okay, that's the idea to find easily the number of atoms. But in exam, they will ask in this way. You want to write like that. Next we are writing as what? For another compound. The question is they are given 7NH3. Okay, 7NH3. So one question I will do for you, it is 7NH3. That is a question, calculate the number of atoms, total number of atoms in 7NH3. That is a question. Calculate total number of atoms in 7NH3. 7NH3. In 7NH3, we want to calculate the number of atoms. So look at here. How many molecules of NH3? NH3 is ammonia. Okay, ammonia. 7 ammonia molecules. 7 ammonia molecules. 7 NH3, that implies 7 ammonia molecules. Then in 7 ammonia molecules, we want to calculate the number of nitrogen and hydrogen. So again, we're just writing that number of nitrogen atoms is equal to number of nitrogen atoms is equal to, in one molecule, how many nitrogen atom? There is only one nitrogen atom. So 7 molecule, that implies 7 into 1. 7 into 1 is equal to 7 nitrogen atoms. Then number of hydrogen atoms equal to number of hydrogen atom. Number of hydrogen atom is equal to number of hydrogen atoms is equal to, in one molecule, how many hydrogen atom? In one molecule, how many hydrogen atoms are there? 3 hydrogen atom. In one molecule, 3 hydrogen. So in 7 molecule, yes, 7 into 3. 7 into 3, 21. Okay, 21 hydrogen atom. Then total number of atoms. Total number of atoms is equal to 7 plus 21 is equal to 28. 7 plus 21, it is 28. That is a method to find the number of atoms that can easily find from here. Nitrogen 1, hydrogen 3. 1 plus 3, 4. In one molecule, there is 4 atoms. In one molecule, 1 nitrogen atom, 3 hydrogen atom. So 4 atoms are there in one molecule. So we have 7 molecule, then 7 into 4, 28. 28 molecules, 28 atoms. 28 atoms are present in 7 ammonia molecule. Okay. Up to here, you want to study well and make a note given related with your textbook, and go through the textbook and refer the pages and draw the pictures, especially the tables, and fill in the table, then calculate the problems given in a textbook. Thank you.